Oh, jolly Friday, me mates and fellow pastafarians. Today, we assemble beneath the gently steaming grace, the flying spaghetti monster, to celebrate Exercise Your Brain Day. A holy reminder that the mind, like pasta dough, becomes stiff, brittle, and oddly judgmental if left unneeded. The flying spaghetti monster did not bestow us with brains merely for remembering passwords or winning arguments with strangers in the comment sections of history. He gave us minds to be worked, questioned, bent, and occasionally tied in philosophical knots just to see what happens. As it is written in the book of Al Dante, chapter 73, verse 37, Blessed are the curious, for they shall ask inconvenient questions and survive the asking. To exercise the brain, shipmates, is not the hoarding of facts, nor the polishing of certainty until it blinds us. It is the cultivation of four prized virtues, qualities essential to every true pastafarian pirate navigating the choppy waters of ideas. Critical thinking, reading the stars, not just the map. A pastafarian pirate knows better than any to trust a map claiming to be the one true chart. Seas change, borders blur, and some maps are drawn by people who have never left port. Critical thinking is our navigational art. It asks, who made this claim? Why should I believe it? What happens if I don't? The flying spaghetti monster does not demand obedience. He suggests scrutiny. For dogma is an anchor that prevents exploration, and blind certainty is how ships end up dramatically dashed on metaphorical rocks. Imagination, seeing beyond the horizon. Imagination is how pirates discover new worlds. Without it, one merely sails in circles while loudly insisting there is nothing left to find. Pastafarians prize imagination because it allows us to picture alternatives to systems, beliefs, and stories that present themselves as incontrovertible. Our choosing in the flying spaghetti monster is itself an imaginative act, challenging the notion that seriousness equals truth. Through imagination, we test ideas without immediately turning them into laws. We remember the way things are is not the same as the way things ought to be. A pirate knows imagination can only raid what already exists. A pirate with imagination charts new seas. Humor, a cutlass against pretension. Humor is not frivolity, it is self-defense. Laughter punctures pomposity, disarms false authority, and reminds us that humans are gloriously fallible creatures who should never be trusted with absolute certainty. Pastafarians prize humor because it keeps us flexible. A humorless mind becomes rigid, brittle, and dangerously convinced of its own importance. When we laugh, we acknowledge the limits of our knowledge and survive the realization with grace. If you cannot laugh at your own beliefs, shipmate, they may already be plotting a mutiny. Satire, the sacred art of saying the unsayable. Satire is the highest discipline of the pastafarian pirate. It is critique in costume, truth smuggled aboard in a joke barrel. By exaggeration and absurdity, satire exposes hidden assumptions and unmasks ideas that survive only because no one is allowed to question them. A noodly deity who prefers pirates and issues suggestions rather than commandments exists not to deceive, but to reveal. Satire slips past defenses where direct argument fails. It invites thought, and the laughter fades, leaving questions behind like footprints in the sand. No idea is above examination, especially ones that insist they are. The brain workout of the faithful. Thus, on this Exercise Your Brain Day, we perform our mental reps, lifting critical thinking so we are not crushed by authority, stretching imagination so the horizon never becomes a wall, repeating humor so we do not harden into seriousness, mastering satire so no conversation remains impossible. These are not commandments. The flying spaghetti monster only issues well-intentioned suggestions, nudged gently by a noodly appendage. Use them freely. Set them down when needed. Pick them up again when the seas grow strange. Go forth, shipmates, and exercise your noodles. Not to dominate others, but to remain curious, compassionate, and joyfully difficult to indoctrinate. May your thoughts stay limber, your certainty stay lightly held, and your mind remain forever al dente. Ramen. Aye, aye, and goodbye.